What's up, everyone? Here with Nate Schrader, CrossFit Games athlete. Nate, first of all, thanks for joining us here on TVTV. Talk a little bit about your relationship with Progenics and how you use the product.
I started using Progenics back before regionals this past year, and didn't really have enough strength with it to really say what it was doing for me and what it wasn't, other than the fact that it tasted great and I felt good, post taking it. So I kind of felt ready to start another workout shortly after. So I guess over the last probably 6 months or so, it's gotten better in that I've not taken it at times, and I have taken it and seen the difference as far as my recovery period after workouts.
So just talking about regionals, last year was a success for you when it comes to the CrossFit Games. For those who don't know you, introduce yourself as a CrossFit athlete, some of your accomplishments over the past couple of years since you started to be a competitor in the CrossFit realm.
Okay, I started competing sectionals 2010. Got third at the Carolina sectionals. My wife actually kind of convinced me to compete. Came back from deployment a month before that, and didn't really put much thought into it. And my wife was like, "Well, just give it a try." So went for it, got third, and qualified for regionals. So I decided to train for it. Maybe we'll make the most of it. Got fifth at the Southeast Regionals in 2010 and missed the games by a spot, which kind of left me, hungry, and I knew I had it in me. So basically from then on, I really started training for CrossFit. Won some small competitions here and there at the end of last year and beginning of this year, and then went to the Mid-Atlantic Regionals this year, got second, and then placed 14th at the Games.
Talk about your experience at the Games. Obviously, we had the chance to go out there. It's obviously an amazing experience as a fan, but as an athlete, what's it like, especially this past year with Reebok getting involved, ESPN2 being there, etc.? It must have been a thrilling experience as an athlete.
It was. It was very motivating. I had all intentions of. It's kind of tiring training for the Games mentally and making sure you're right on all the time and everything's dialed in. And so I had every intention of Games being over. I'm going to take some time off, just have fun, lift heavy stuff, and not worry about, train for CrossFit for a couple months. But like day 2 of the Games, I was already motivated to just start training immediately after.
A lot of people talk about how do you train for the CrossFit Games, Nate? So some people say, oh, you gotta lift for strength, and then mixed metcons in the second half of the day, or you hear all kinds of different strategies. But obviously, you're doing more than just a metcon a day. How do you train for the CrossFit Games?
Well, it's very individual. It should be very individual. So every athlete has a specific background. They have strengths and weaknesses. They have genetic differences. They're different age. They have different metabolism level, etc. So and the stuff they need to put in is very unique to them. But for myself, it's I've had to play around with it a lot. Strength is my strength, and body weight's my weakness. But at the same time, I can't just do body weight all the time. Or one, it's demotivating or demoralizing, I should say, beat you down. And two, I don't want to lose my strength. As that's where I have an advantage.
Kind of going into segueing into the next thing, where do you train? Talk about the box you train at, just for those who don't know.
I'm a trainer at Red Point CrossFit, Fayetteville, North Carolina. And then I train probably about half there, half out of my own garage. Like you said, it's not always one workout a day or one session a day, so kind of get it in where I can and fit it in with my life schedule. Currently, I have a training partner, Rory Hanlon. He qualified for the Games in 2009, just couldn't make it out there. But so kind of wherever we can work out together. His garage, on base, Red Point.
Finally, is your background is in service, and that's kind of how you found CrossFit. Kind of tell that story for those who might not know the story. It's pretty neat, and also your athletic background in general.
I guess I'll start athletic background because I'll kind of lead into the military, but was athletic growing up. Definitely blessed with some good genetics. Played sports throughout. Played baseball up until about high school. Then high school I played football, wrestled, and ran a little bit of track. Had some letters for football for college, but I kind of just wanted to do my own thing, I guess. And so went to college, did the meathead routine, started lifting body parts a day for 2 years. Ran and played some sports, recreational sports, but nothing. Most of it was lifting. And so about a year and a half into college, I decided I was going to join. There was an X-ray operation term. Basically, I could come straight in to the Army and attempt to be in Special Forces. So I went for that option. Didn't like the regular military, so I went that option in 2005 and ended up making it and going through the Q course. And once I graduated the Q course and got to my company, there were a couple of guys there that did CrossFit, and that was like what their team did for PT. I didn't really pay much attention to it because the team's pretty close-knit, and so I did what our team did, which was run every couple days and lift every other couple days and maybe throw a ruck in there and stuff like that until about the end of 2008. I tried a couple workouts when I was deployed in Honduras and came back January of 2009 and really got into it with that team. Those guys in my company that they were doing CrossFit. And they actually, I think both of them went to the 2009 regionals, which at that time for North Carolina was, I think, I can't remember the name of it, Central East or something like that, because we've been in a different region the last 3 years. Kind of curious to see if we'll stay where we are this year. But so that's when I really got into doing CrossFit, and I didn't really have a clue what I was doing. I just kind of did one workout a day, and then I still liked lifting, so I would lift. But I kind of adopted my lifts to more along CrossFit's principles as far as being relevant to life, doing deadlifts and presses and squats and not isolated curls and tricep kickbacks and all that crazy stuff. So, so I started doing that, and I deployed Afghanistan about the middle of 2009. While I was over there, I had plenty of time to work out, so I did the same thing, really. Every day we were on missions. I did 2 a days and lifted and then did a CrossFit workout, or Metcon. And that's when I came back in February 2010, and then my wife convinced me to do sectionals. So.
Well, good for her for convincing you, and thank you for all your service to our country. And thanks for joining us here on TriBot TV, Nate.